Let's have a look at Manu's best 11.
Yeah.
This is a team that you picked back in 2015, your best teammates 11.
Wow.
So a lot of contentious decisions.
Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank's going to be on, that's for sure. He hasn't made the cut. We did give you the chance to change any players.
I could put Patrick as well. I could
Patrick
change the
misses out.
organization of the team as well, but I played with so many great players, so...
Amazing.
I am shocked by a couple of the names.
Go on.
For me, for me, John Terry is one of the greatest central defenders. Always said one of the
Puyol
best.
was not bad as well.
I'm thinking of Tony
Tony
Adams.
Adams as well.
So you think? I mean, I've always been a huge John Terry fan. I mean, that's a big decision. Yeah.
I can only take 11 players,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So even in midfield, you know, Patrick, you know, even Frank Lampard, for example, you know, those guys.
So why Xavi?
Xavi, there is only one Xavi, you know. I think Xavi in his position, I think...
It was amazing.
When you saw him close up for one season, what
Yeah,
did
he
you see
started
in him?
with us in Barcelona. He trained sometime with us, and with Puyol as well. He was Puyol was a little bit ahead of him in terms of maturity, but Xavi, you know, you could see that he had something different. You know, his intelligence, his ability, you know, the technical skills, the intelligence, the personality as well. You know, this is the DNA of Barcelona. You know, and Guardiola used to play in this position as well. He was playing like a number 5, but as a holding midfielder, you know, number 10, you know.
Yeah.
He was controlling the rhythm. You know, when you look back, you know, with Barcelona, the best season they had so far, and they had so many great seasons over there. But with Messi and Iniesta, when they were unbeatable, you know. Look, when they won against Manchester United in the Champions League final, they were so good. And this guy could do whatever he wanted with the ball, but as well, you know, the inspiration into the game he made, you know, it changed. I think it changed completely the way some teams play, you know, after that, after Xavi and the lack of Iniesta, for example. You know, changed so many things in midfield, you know.
Them two defenders who I absolutely adore, Desai and Thuram. Desai gets a lot of love maybe because he was more of a central defender. But Thuram at right back, he could play centre back as well and right back. And he was more than just a defender, he was a great footballer. And played a big part
Just
in
like
the World
you,
Cup.
Jamie.
I was more like Keown.
Nowadays, this is something, you know, we have to say it, you know.
No, we haven't got time.
I mean, nowadays, defenders are not proper and typical defenders. Back in days, when you were talking about defenders in Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, the national team, Thuram, 1-against-1, Desai, John Terry, those guys, you know, you cannot pass them. It's impossible. They are proper defenders. They fight for the ball. It's a nightmare for strikers.
Tell us about George Weah.
George, he became president of his country. Can you imagine? Destiny of this guy, you know. He arrived in Monaco, he was almost walking without a shoe, you know. I remember the first time he trained with us in Monaco. We look at ourselves thinking, who's that big guy, you know? We didn't even know his name, you know. And after 1 hour training with us, we were looking at each other, what is this guy? He was so skillful, you know. He was strong, powerful physically, but so technical. And his movement, he was dancing with the ball, you know, all the time. It was almost unpredictable every time he got the ball, you know. So for a defender, it was a disaster to mark because he was only based, you know, on the instinct, you know, on the pitch. And he was playing typical African football, you know, dancing, you know, movement, you know. He was flirting with the ball all the time. The touches he had with the ball was great. And on top of it, when you put the resistance, but as well, you know, the strength, the physical strength, he was so powerful with his run. Great striker.
We've had to make you work hard for this because the fact is you played with so many incredible footballers across these 4 clubs and also your country. So we made an alternative.
Not bad, this one as well, huh?
I mean, it just shows the quality. There are a couple of names that leap out. We talked about Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira, but Glenn Hoddle.
Glenn, yeah.
When you were playing at Monaco, what kind of player was he at that stage?
He played.
How much an inspiration was he to you?
We had as well Mark Atley. I don't know if you remember
Mark
him.
Haley,
Yeah.
We call him Attila. He was very strong up front, but Glenn was the glamorous touch, you know. He was not a typical English players, you know, back in days. Very technical, very soft with the ball, you know, and his vision, his technical abilities as well. I think I loved, and he was such a gentleman as well, on and off the pitch. So I was so lucky when I started my career, you know, to meet those kind of players, you know, because they helped me like fathers, all them, you know. I was so young, and they were all protecting me. And Glenn, he used to come often. I didn't speak a lot, you know, and I started, you know, to try to speak English as well back in days. And Glenn was such a gentleman. I loved my time with him, and I met him a couple of times, you know, recently, and I'm very happy with that. So he made a huge impact, you know, in Monaco, and it was typical of, as I said before, DNA of Monaco. The way, you know, we used to play with the ball on the floor, you know, great movement, great passing, vision, things like this, you know. I loved my time there, and Glenn was part of it.
So an amazing collection of teammates. If you had to pick one as your favourite teammate, who would that be?
I would say Patrick. Definitely. For what we've done, yeah, Patrick, yeah.
Yeah. We were talking before, Manu, and I asked you why you didn't.
Probably William as well, William Gallas.
And William Gallas.
Yeah.
You can
We
have
are
them all
very
if you
close,
like.
very close friends, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We were talking before about why you didn't go into coaching. Someone who's played such an amazing career, glittering career, scoring in a World Cup final.
Is it a question or?
Well, I just thought actually I should probably ask you about the World Cup final first before we wrap up. Just tell us about that moment, the
World Cup?
winning the World Cup for your country. Is that on the pedestal of everything?
I told you before, you know, I lost many finals, you know, and when I look at my pedigree, I won some titles, but I should have won more than that, much more. And winning the World Cup is beyond football. It touches every single heart in your country, even those people who don't like football. It's beyond politics. It builds bridges, you know, between people. And when I remember, you know, straight after the World Cup final, millions of people on the Champs-Élysées in Paris, that was probably the last time I saw my country happy all together. Black, white, Jewish, Arabs, things like this, I don't care. Football reunites people. This is the strength of football, you know, and I loved it. Look at our team, full of different culture, personality, all fighting for the same things.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you become a coach?
I love football. It's probably my dearest, you know, passion in my life. But there is something more important than football for me. It's life. When you're a manager, you don't live anymore. You're in a washing machine, 24 hours per day, 30 months per year. So I love football, but I don't have the strength to forget my family, to forget my friends, and to forget my life.
Yeah, resonates. Thank you, Mani.
Thank you.